In 2014, this machine was worth $9 billion. It didn't work, not one part of it. Elizabeth Holmes was 19 years old when she dropped out of Stanford University. She had a vision, a blood testing device so small, so revolutionary, that it would render every lab in America obsolete. She named the company Theranos. Therapy. Diagnosis. The future was hers to build. Silicon Valley believed her. By 2013, Theranos had raised over $700 million in funding. By 2014, it was valued at $9 billion. Holmes was on magazine covers. She was the world's youngest self-made female billionaire. She wore black turtlenecks. The narrative was perfect. Except there was no narrative, there was only a lie. The Edison machine was the heart of it all. Holmes claimed it could run any blood test on the planet from just a few drops of blood. No waiting rooms, no needles. Just a fingerstick, a cartridge, and all your answers in minutes. Doctors believed it, hospitals wanted it, patients trusted it, and millions of dollars in investment flowed in because everyone was certain it was real. It was never real. In October 2015, Wall Street Journal reporter John Carreyrou published a story that would collapse an empire. Theranos employees, the people who actually worked on the Edison machine, had come to him as whistleblowers. Tyler Schultz, Erica Chung, young engineers who couldn't stay silent. Here was the truth. Less than 10% of Theranos tests ran on the Edison machine. The rest, 90%, were processed on commercial machines made by competitors. German machines. Machines the company had purchased off the shelf and modified. The samples were diluted. The results were unreliable. And every single claim about the Edison's accuracy was false. The machine Holmes had promised would reach 95% accuracy couldn't even identify known positive blood samples 65% of the time. Theranos didn't hide in a lab. In 2013, Elizabeth Holmes made a deal with Walgreens. 40 wellness centers would open in Arizona. Patients would come in. They would be tested. And they would receive results that destroyed their lives. A woman went in for routine blood work. The Edison told her that her prostate-specific antigen was dangerously elevated. PSA tests suggest cancer. She was terrified. Her doctor sent her to the emergency room. When they tested her using real machines, the results were completely normal. The Edison had lied. This wasn't one patient. Theranos generated roughly 890,000 test results every year. 1 in 10 were wrong. That's 89,000 people every year, receiving false information about their own bodies. 31,000 test reports were eventually voided. 31,000 lives disrupted by fraud. By 2016, Walgreens ended the partnership and sued Theranos for $140 million. The company imploded. Federal investigators moved in. The SEC charged Holmes with massive fraud. On January 3, 2022, a jury convicted Elizabeth Holmes of conspiracy to commit fraud and 3 counts of wire fraud. She had defrauded investors of $140 million. 11 years, 3 months. That was her sentence, handed down in November 2022. A young woman who promised to change the world would spend her 30s and 40s behind bars. The lesson of Theranos isn't about blood testing. It's about ambition without integrity. It's about a system that rewards the story more than the science. It's about what happens when you believe so deeply in your own mythology that you forget reality has a say. Elizabeth Holmes wanted to save lives. Instead, she endangered them. She built a $9 billion company on a machine that didn't exist and claimed it was the future. The future is always built on truth. Everything else crumbles. If you want to see what happens when ambition breaks, when empire crumbles, when lies finally meet reality, you're in the right place. Welcome to Empire in Ash.